Parental insanity tonight in Oklahoma in another case of broken trust. Michael Hager accused of using his 3 sons to help him cook up batches of meth. And the reward for helping good old dad? More meth and marijuana. Now, these boys are just 10, 14, and 17 years old. Dad, of course, has a record. Should we have had an eye on what was happening at home? Who's looking out for these kids? Isn't there something we could do? Listen to what the 10-year-old told police, as read by one of my producers.
10-year-old said, "I help Daddy the most by shaking the bottles, and after we get done, Daddy puts the powder in a glass tube and holds a lighter under the tube while I suck on the tube."
Now, the boys have been removed from the home. We've called the Creek County DA's office and confirmed that Hager, the father, doesn't have an attorney yet. Hager, of course, not available for comment tonight. He's being held on a $230,000 bond. Joining me tonight, Donald Schweitzer, former police officer, and clinical psychologist Wendy Walsh back with us. Wendy, you know, I award and reward parents who spend time with their kids, but this is obviously ridiculous. I don't understand how any father could, even if you're a meth head, even if you're strung out on some sort of drug, can it destroy someone's mind and judgment to this point that you're taking a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old, 17-year-old, having them cook up meth, and then rewarding them by giving them meth?
It certainly can fry your mind that way, but that's no excuse. Vinny, I mean, this is child abuse. Teaching your children how to break the law, getting them addicted to chemicals while they have a developing brain. I'm amazed that the kids are even talking if they're using meth at the age of 10. I mean, I'm so concerned about this. This is terrible child abuse.
Donald Schweitzer, here's my other concern, is that this guy has a record, and I don't know where the line is between someone's civil rights and, you know, don't tell me how to raise my kids, and kids that maybe we should be taking a closer look at. You know, I mean, if a parent is convicted of a crime, should we be sending family services in to take a look at him?
Vinny, you have the same concerns I have. We know that this guy is likely to spend a lot of time in prison, possibly the rest of his life with respect to these drug charges. But how could we have prevented this? That's a perplexing question. As you know, as a former prosecutor, there are people that are involving their kids in drug activities throughout this country. Things like this are going on all the time, and how do we stop that? And I don't think the system really has an answer to that. Yes, Child Protective Services should be involved, but usually by that time it's too late.
Let's go to Tanya tonight, who's in Missouri. Tanya, can you believe this story? A father cooking meth with his 10-year-old, 14-year-old, and 17-year-old sons?
This truly offends me and hurts me. In my opinion, I would like to know if this man can be charged with something stronger. Children are a blessing. You don't teach them to do drugs, show them how to cook it, etc. I'm just completely outraged. I would like to know if he can be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, I'm sure he will on the meth charges, but Tanya, I know where you're going on this. And Donald, that's the issue here, is that these kids, I mean, if they're doing meth at age 10, what is the rest of their life going to be like? And it seems to me it's almost, you've destroyed someone's life, and there's got to be a charge, something that's close to like an attempted murder for what's taking place here. You're taking a 10-year-old, you're just destroying his life.
Vinny, that was the same thought I had, is there has to be some kind of a child endangerment statute that's unique to drugs. You know, if you sell or manufacture drugs and you involve kids in any way, there has to be an enhancement. And if it's not there, we've got to make sure that those enhancements are there, because this guy is really destroyed the lives of 3 little boys that he was responsible for.
Hey, look at Dad's charges. You've got endeavoring to manufacture meth. That's a drug charge, right? Possession of drug paraphernalia, drug charge. Possession of a firearm, possession of meth. But then he's got 3 counts of child endangerment. To me, and I think Tanya was saying the same thing, this is something more than child endangerment. You have stolen the lives of these 3 children, first of all, by putting them in this position, but then feeding them the drugs. That's their reward. You help me cook the meth, you get the meth. And this is absolutely... there's got to be something we could do here, Donald. Let's look at his criminal past. 1989, felony robbery with a dangerous weapon. 2004, felony possession of CDS, controlled dangerous substance, and paraphernalia. I mean, they're a serious charge in 89, but 2004, does that necessarily indicate that this guy is a meth cook? No, right?
No, and unfortunately, in most states, those codes that he's been in violation of aren't going to have him serving lots of time. We need to have some kind of a major enhancement for people like this, putting maybe 10, 15 years in addition, consecutive to what he's going to serve, because otherwise he's going to be out in short order, probably back in contact with those kids.
Yeah, and I'm just afraid that at this point, it's too late, and that is so sad. That we got into this case too late for a 10-year-old, too late for a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old who really didn't have a chance because dad is cooking meth. Hey, Donald, thanks so much. Appreciate it. This next one, a slap in the